Events Committee meeting. Jonathan and Alexis, they serve on the Events Committee, and that's their kids. I guess Jamie's doing what he needs to be doing back there.
Call to order the regular council meeting here in Cayce City Hall chambers on Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. The press and public have been notified according to the Freedom of Information Act?
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll start with our invocation.
Pray with me if you will. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings you bestow upon this city and our state and our country every day. You are the God of all creation. You are the God of all life, and we lift you up in that. We ask that you be with this city as we move forward tonight, a new day, a new beginning. We ask for your light, for a great tomorrow, and a great future. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. We now have the oath of office administered by Judge Byron Jeffries, the City of Cayce judge, for the mayor position.
Your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I am duly qualified.
I do solemnly swear that I am duly qualified.
According to the Constitution of this state.
According to the Constitution of this state.
To exercise the duties of the office to which I have been elected.
To exercise the duties for which I have been elected.
And that I will, to the best of my ability.
And that I will, to the best of my ability.
Discharge the duties thereof.
Discharge the duties thereof.
And preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of this state.
and preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And the second part of the oath, if you will also repeat after me. As council member and mayor of the municipality of Cayce,
As mayor of the municipality of Cayce,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially,
I will equally and fairly and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me.
and I will use my best endeavors to preserve the peace
And I will use my best endeavors to preserve the peace
and carry into effect, according to the law,
and carry into effect, according to the law,
the purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Next, we have the oath of office administered by Judge Byron Jeffries for Councilmember District 2.
Lord, I'm not Judge Byron Jeffries. He's also a classmate. Byron, repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office to which I have been elected,
to exercise the duties of the office to which I have been elected,
and that I will,
and I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect,
and preserve and protect
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Second part. As council member of the municipality of Cayce,
As council member of the municipality of Cayce,
I will equally,
I will equally,
fairly, and impartially,
fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace and carry into effect,
to preserve the peace and carry into effect,
according to the law,
according to the law,
the purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes to which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Next, we have the oath of office administered by Councilmember Tim James for Councilmember District 4.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, Phil, I am no judge, and I'm certainly not the Attorney General, but I am your dear friend, and I appreciate the opportunity to administer the oath. So with your left hand on the Bible, held by your beautiful bride and dear friend, Miss Deborah, surrounded by your family, and we know we got another one looking down on you too tonight, I am proud to be able to administer this oath. So repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I am duly qualified,
I do solemnly swear that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office to which I have been elected,
to the office to which I have been elected,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state and of the United States.
the Constitution of this state and the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
As council member of the municipality of Cayce,
As council member of the municipality of Cayce,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust
exercise the trust
reposed in me,
reposed in me,
and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect,
and carry into effect,
according to the law,
according to the law,
the purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes of which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Y'all don't have to go if you don't want to. You can stay.
Gentlemen, anything you'd like to say before we get started?
Well, I would love to say something right quick. It's a beautiful crowd we have in Cayce, South Carolina, and it's such an honor to be up here with these fine gentlemen and lady. So I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm deeply grateful to represent the District 2 of Cayce, South Carolina. Whether you voted for me or not, I'm ready to work hard to earn your respect and trust. Cayce has so much potential, and I'm excited to get to work to bring that potential to life. I believe in togetherness, because together, everyone achieves more. So for Team Cayce to be successful, we all have to work together to make sure the C in Cayce stands for community. James 1:19 says, "My dear brother and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." I'm a talker, so I'll work hard to follow that command, to serve to the best of my abilities. Above all else, I love you, Cayce, and I'm just truly honored to serve. And lastly, to the love of my life, Rebecca Thomas, on this day, 122 days ago, it's our 4-month anniversary. Thank you so much for being the love of my life till death. I love you, and thank y'all so much.
Wow, I don't know quite what to say. I was not totally prepared. But it truly has been my honor to serve the previous 8 years for this wonderful city that my colleague down there has labeled as God's country, and it truly is. To my family, who has seemed to have vacated the premises, it's like herding cats, right, to get them all here. But again, it's been my pleasure, my honor to serve the city that I grew up in. I was born here, I grew up here, and I love this place. And came in here feet first and plan on going out feet first. But I mean, that's this city. I mean, just a testament to what I see here tonight. This great crowd that came out to support all of us, and it is truly humbling and appreciated. We've got a lot of work to do. There's work to do every day in this city, and but God, LA is such a great place. Our fire department, all our departments are just top of the line. We in good shape. We're going to work hard to make it better, though, for you. And again, it's appreciated. Thank you.
Before we do get started with more business, and we'll let those of you who want to go head on out, I do want to say a quick word. Tonight cannot be more beautiful. As Gerald Cromer, who is a consistent attendee of our meetings, says, I keep preaching that people need to come, and look, they're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my husband, to my children, to my family and friends. And thank you to those who couldn't be here in person but are joining us virtually. There are so many citizens and business owners here. Thank you. These last few months have been a grueling couple of months for our city. But you didn't believe the lies about businesses leaving Cayce because you know it's a great place to be. You didn't believe the lies about our taxes because we communicate and keep you updated on those things. And most important to me, you didn't believe the lies about the awesome job that our staff does every day because you see them doing it and you reach out to us to compliment them often. Thank you. You are what makes our city great. You are what makes our city kind. You are what makes this a great place for all of us to be together. Thank you. Underlined in the Bible that my children just held for me, in Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, it says, they intended harm, but God intended it for good. Tonight, we celebrate the good, the kind, the caring. It's what we can all do together to take care of our city. Thank you to you. And if you'd like to head out, this is a great time to do that.
Yeah, man, I had to park. Down there where you normally park.
Good to see you. So nice. I love your food.
Oh, really?
Y'all have a good night.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God. It means so much to me.
Go.
Joseph, I cannot get over it. You look
Proclamation and election of Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion and put the name of Councilman Tim James in the nomination for Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? I'll call the question.
Okay, I guess Councilmember James,
I humbly accept. Yes.
Councilmember Thomas,
Yes.
Councilmember Socks,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have approval of minutes from the October 3rd, 2023 regular council meeting.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Then I'll call the question.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
Councilmember Socks,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have public comment regarding items on the agenda.
No one signed up, Mayor.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of the proclamation declaring November 2023 as National American Indian Heritage Month. Do you want to make a motion to approve before or after I read it?
After.
Okay. Whereas the history and culture of our nation and the city of Cayce have been significantly influenced by American Indians and indigenous people, and whereas the contributions of American Indians have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of America and the city of Cayce today, and whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976 and recognition was expanded by Congress and approved by President George Bush in August 1990, designating the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month. And whereas in honor of National American Indian Heritage Month, community celebrations as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical activities have been planned. I need a motion before I can read the rest
Motion to
of it.
approve, Mayor. Second.
Any discussion? I'll call the question.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. Now, I therefore, Elise Parton, Mayor of the City of Cayce, and on behalf of council, do hereby proclaim November 2023 as National American Indian Heritage Month in the City of Cayce and encourage all our citizens to observe this month with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. Next, we have discussion and approval of ordinance 2023-13, adopting a revised business license ordinance in accordance with the Business License Standardization Act, 2020 Act Number 176. This is the first reading.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council. As South Carolina's Act 176 was adopted, it did require that every municipality and county government with a business license tax to update its business license class schedule every odd-numbered year, and that's, of course, where we are. And those updates would go into effect the next year, 2024. As required by that act, the class schedule updates use the latest statistical data on business profitability from the IRS, which then receives approval from the South Carolina Revenue and Fiscal Affairs Office. The amendments are shown in your packet. You, of course, have a red line that shows what is proposed to be changed that we are required to change by the state law. But as a summary, there are two appendixes. Appendix A has 3 changes. They apply basically to telephone companies and peddlers that change their classification, but also as a clarification that Councilmember Socks asked about for places that have billiard and pool tables, say a restaurant, they are now supposed to get a separate license for that use. It shouldn't have a major impact because it's probably going into their gross income anyway, but that is a major change there. Appendix B also is a table that outlines those changes, so you see that in your packet too as a change. This is supposed to be done by the end of the year for all places that have a business license. So therefore, staff recommends council give first reading approval to ordinance 2023-13, amending the business license ordinance to update the class schedule as required by Act 176 of 2020.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
Motion to approve first reading of ordinance 2023-13, amending business license to update class schedule as required by Act 176 of 2020.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yes. Tracy, if I could, Mayor. Tracy, so when they're speaking billiards and pool tables, what about other type arcade machines in a building?
Those, I think, are already separated. I'm looking for Mr. Conley to approve. Those are already done in that
They are
manner.
already
Yes, sir.
separated out. So the only machines that currently are in a restaurant or some place like that that are not regulated are the billiards and the pool tables.
I don't know if I would say only, but probably. Yeah, can't say that affirmatively. There may be some other machine, but by and large, all those things are already being regulated separately. We can find that out before, I mean, I don't know if there's a type of machine that I'm just not able to.
Just don't want to leave anything out.
Well, right, I mean, and again, this is being required by the state, you know, so,
Specifically for billiards and pool tables?
correct.
So the state,
Yeah, so those are already being done. So
Yeah,
if
all
there
of
is
these-
something left out, it would come across in the next 2-year catch-up, probably,
okay.
if there's something else invented. We
Right,
could,
all of these updates came from the state,
Correct.
not from us.
we could add those at some point if we become aware of them, sure. But this is what they're already telling us to do at this point.
Okay.
Any other discussion? I'll call the question.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have discussion and approval of award for fire station vehicle exhaust removal system as approved by council in the 2023-2024 American Rescue Plan funding budget.
Yeah, the purchase of the fire station vehicle exhaust removal system was approved by you in our current budget. Again, it used the American Rescue Plan budget allocations. The total value for this project was estimated at that time at $56,000, and again, you approved that allocation. The fire department has a need to remove cancer-causing particulates that are found in the diesel exhaust that come from those vehicles. As you had approved the allocation, we did issue a request for proposal by the city for the project, and 3 bids were received from Air Cleaning Specialist, Ward/No Smoke, and Magna Grip. After thorough discussions by our staff, it's recommended that the award be given to Air Cleaning Specialist for the project cost of $56,443, as they were found to be the most responsible vendor. The ACS proposal includes labor, installation, freight, sales tax, electrical wiring, and ductwork to install the exhaust removal system. The proposal also includes a 5-year warranty with 2 periodic scheduled maintenance visits per year. Staff recommends that City Council give approval for the city manager to negotiate and enter into an agreement with Air Cleaning Specialists for this project in an amount not to exceed $56,443 for the purchase of a fire station vehicle exhaust removal system. This project will be funded, 1, by the approved American Rescue Plan allocation that you approved of $56,000, and staff proposes making up the $443 difference within the fire department's operating budget. So your motion would include all of that action if you so choose.
Thank you. You have the staff recommendation before you. Is there a motion to follow the staff recommendation?
Motion to follow the staff recommendation and allow the city manager to negotiate
And
as noted.
Second.
Run through.
okay, can I clarify, is that the entire motion then to negotiate and
Yes.
enter into an agreement with Air Cleaning Specialists for this project in an amount not to exceed $56,443 for the purchase of a fire station vehicle exhaust removal system, funding it through the approved amount of $56,000 already allocated, not to exceed $56,000, and the fire department's operating budget in the amount of $443? Is that?
That was exactly what I was going to say.
Very good. Okay, just clarifying. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'll call the question.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have committee matters before you. You have a request for approval to enter the following committee-approved minutes into the city's record. You have the Cayce Housing Authority from June 20th and August 17th, and the Events Committee from September 14th, and the Museum Commission from October 4th.
Motion to enter all committee minutes into the record.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James. I just
Yes.
realized I wasn't calling you.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. You have before you several reappointments. You have 3 positions on the Museum Commission.
Motion to reappoint Mr. Brinkman, Mr. Dantzler, and Mr. Moore to the Museum Commission for another term.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? And I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Socks?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, thank you, so moved. For Public Safety Foundation, you also have 2 reappointments.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, we reappoint Mr. Fisher and Ms. Lorick for reappointment to the Public Safety Foundation.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James?
Yes.
No, it's Mayor Pro Tem James. Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Socks?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have appointment of council members to boards and foundations.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Councilmember Hunter Socks to the Public Safety Foundation, please.
Okay,
Second.
is there a second? Thank you. Any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James?
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Socks?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, thank you, so moved.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Councilman Thomas to the Beautification Foundation.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James?
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Socks?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have the city manager's report.
Good evening again. I did want to announce that we've left at your seat a copy of the 2024 holiday schedule. Those are the dates that we will be closed for said holidays. Remind you of our exciting Christmas and Cayce schedule coming up. November 30th, of course, is our Cayce tree lighting here at City Hall. December 1st, which is a Friday night, is Carols Along the Riverwalk, put on by your events committee. And December 2nd is Christmas Traditions at the museum. Make sure you come out to that if you've been to it before. They're hosting a new and improved European-style market, so really excited about those 3 events this year. Great news, the city was awarded a $1 million Rural Infrastructure Authority grant for the lining of 6 Mile Creek sewer line, which has been a major issue for Councilmember Carter's area, so we're very proud of that. Good work to staff for that application. The new restaurant, Taco Nayarit, that you've maybe heard about on Knox Abbott, has obtained all their permits, and they're expecting 6 months for demo and hopefully opening in that amount of time. If you talk to the business owners, they want to open tomorrow. The contractor's trying to settle them a little bit. So that's going to be a great new addition to Knox Abbott Drive, as well as the Lexington Medical Urgent Care Facility that you have seen developed so quickly. They should be receiving their certificate of occupancy in the next 2 weeks. Shop with the Cop is being advertised and planned, expecting a good year there, where, of course, our police department raises funds to go shopping with children throughout the city. Also want to make you aware that this week, tomorrow through Friday, is their Cops on a Coupe. They are out at the West Columbia Chick-fil-A raising funds there. So if you can stop by over the next 2 days, do that. And as always, I love to end with staff compliments. Tonight's are very utility department driven. I see my utility director out there in the crowd. Received an email for Tony King and Ben Taylor, and the comment was, Ms. Hagler, today I had an occasion to report a sewer problem to the city of Cayce. Even though it was Sunday, the call was handled promptly and professionally. The 2 workers who responded were very knowledgeable and quickly solved the problem. All these employees are to be commended. This gentleman wrote us again today. This was in early October. And he said his issue continued at no fault of our team, but again, they addressed it quickly, and he says permanently, so I hope that's true. He further said he was kept aware of what was found and the repairs to be made by our team. You have an excellent utilities crew. Please pass along my thanks and appreciation. My favorite part of the whole email is he signs off as a happy, happy Cayce Water and Sewer customer. Others, we have a compliment that came from Lexington School District 2, Director of Operations. Good morning. In my world, much like yours, no news is good news. Occasionally, we do get some good news. I would like to take a minute to compliment the city of Cayce, specifically Candace, on helping Lexington 2 with their grease trap maintenance program. She's our new fats, oil, and grease inspector. He says, I have been dealing with fog inspectors for 16 years, and I cringe when they call. This is because all of them have either been incompetent or a pain to work with. I cringed when Candace called to set up a meeting several months ago. At that meeting, I met the first fog inspector that actually knew what she was talking about. Her attitude was, we will work together to do what needs to be done. She even provided a list of contractors that could help us do the work. From that list, we were able to find a contractor that saved us money and did an amazing job. Because of Candace, I no longer cringe when it's time to clean and inspect the grease traps. She's been an asset to us all, and we are thankful. I love it when they take time to be that specific. And we have one from a citizen on Summerlin Drive. She is complimenting Alan Claiborne and Ty Wallace. They installed a clean out at her place. She previously had some sewer issues. The crew cameraed the line days before in order to install the clean out as a preventative measure to alleviate the problem. She took the time to call our office the same afternoon to say they were sweet, nice, clean up the area after they worked in it, and it was a wonderful experience. She was happy that they were even able to meet her husband and her dog. She wanted to make sure we knew they did a great job. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. Any council comments?
Yes. Last month, the events committee put on an amazing fall festival, so I just want to give them some love because there's people outside of South Carolina that actually came to our festival. They stayed here, they dined here, and they hopefully made some good relationships with people that live in Cayce, South Carolina. So a special shout out to the events committee. Continue to put on some amazing events so then we can bring out our citizens, so then we can continue to make the C in Cayce stand for community. So thank y'all so much.
Mayor, this morning I had the opportunity to attend the South Carolina Criminal Justice Hall of Fame induction, and Chief Dantzler, who served 39 years here at the City of Cayce as Director of Public Safety, and Captain Hoffman was there with us this morning. He was inducted as a Hall of Fame recipient today, and it gave great pleasure for the City of Cayce to see that gentleman receive that past due recognition, and he was literally honored about it all. It's a very special morning.
Thank you. Okay, next we have executive session for receipt of legal advice relating to claims and potential claims by and against the city and other matters covered by the attorney-client privilege. We have discussion and appointment to fill the vacant city prosecutor's position and approval of contract. Is there a motion to go into executive session for said reasons?
Motion to go into executive session, Mayor.
Second?
I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. Those of you who are with us, if you want to just wait outside for a few minutes, we won't be long, and then we can bring you back in.
Mayor Pro Tem James. And I'm like, oh, this ain't right.
Thank you. So no action was taken in executive session except to come out of executive session. I know we have a possible follow-up action by council from executive session. Is there a motion to appoint Mrs. Stringfellow as the city prosecutor?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas,
Yes.
Councilmember Saul,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes, thank you, so moved. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Saul,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved.